it's going.
The date was November 13, 1969, and we were with 300 of our 5th Infantry Division men near the DMZ. From where we were, we could see the flag waving in North Vietnam, where they had the 27th NVA Regiment with their 5,000. On the night of November 13, 1969, at about midnight, they came across the border to wipe us out. At midnight, they hit us. Our 300 were surrounded, and by 1 o'clock being overrun. And as our perimeter was breached twice, we beat them back, hand-to-hand combat. We had 4 resupply helicopters shot down. The captain and most of our officers were dead or wounded, and we're running out of bullets. Suddenly a mighty light shone from the sky. A mighty roar came from the sky, and a mighty red curtain descended from the sky around the 5th Infantry Division. What it was Puff the Magic Dragon, a C-47, loaded with Gatling guns out of the windows of one side. They aimed from a half a mile high, their machine gun fire around our perimeter a few feet in front of it, and mowed down the attacking NVA enemy. When the first puff ran out of bullets, a second one appeared and began to commence to do the same destructive work on the attacking enemy. When he ran out of bullets, the first one returned with another load, and long story short, by 6 o'clock in the morning, most of us 300 were still alive. As I lay on the ground there, all these hundreds of thousands of bullets ricocheting everywhere, I vowed one day that I would thank those 8 men in the C-47 up there who had so miraculously saved our lives through the night. But when I returned from Vietnam, we had lost so many people, so many friends, that I just wanted to forget about it. Until about 2 years ago, 46 years later, I happened to be driving in western South Dakota, and I saw a sign along the interstate that said Vietnam Aircraft Museum ahead. God reminded me of my promise that I had would thank those men up there. I thought I would at least go into the museum and kiss the tire of Puff the Magic Dragon or something. But as I went into the museum, here's a man sitting with a Vietnam hat on, just like I have. And I asked him, I said, "What did you do in Vietnam?" He said, "I was the gunner on Puff." He was one of the crew of 8 that was up there that night, on November 13, and so miraculously saved the 5th Infantry Division's lives. I invited him to our annual reunion, and as we're having our chaplain's service, memorial service, I introduced him to the men, and I said, "Many of us are alive here today because of this man, Bob Schilling, from a little town in western South Dakota where he lives, where he and his crew saved our lives so miraculously." Now, 2 days previous to that, we had been in the field for 70 days without a shower, without a hot meal, without a change of clothes. We were in very bad shape. That was the day then that Reuben here was killed, and my other friend, Michael McQueer. Reuben took my place that morning, and he was killed before he got to the trees over there. God promised me before I went to Vietnam out of Psalm 118, verse 17, that thou shalt not die but live and declare the works of God. He performed 365 miracles to make sure that that happened, and I returned, but many of my friends did not. 514 of my friends are recorded here on this wall. Thank you for listening.